Oh my god. Are there buddies? Souls buddies? Real? Are we all here, folks? Hello. Welcome in. Welcome in to this beginners / intermediate bracket this week. Number 19 of our weekly brackets. We've nearly been going for 20 weeks, folks. Souls bubbies. Yes, souls bubbies. Saying little. Alright, how are we all doing, folks? I hope everyone is doing great and you're excited for the bracket this week. Let me just actually take a quick peek at see who's in. So obviously we have Sasso Moto, Elo Moto versus IGN up first. A little bit of a rematch. This wave 1. Just Wraith then versus Dip, but we are going to have to delay the Just Wraith Dip match by the looks of things, because Just Wraith is away. Then it's Gatsu making a return as well versus Shidder of the third tree. And then Embern versus Fritz. So a few familiar faces, a couple of new names. Pretty exciting. Can't wait to see what's going to have. I believe in you, buddy, as you probably should. The things have been pretty light the last few weeks, so. But either way, there's been no changes made to the rule set this week, because I was pretty content with what it was. Beginner / intermediate, yeah. Just winners of prior beginners tourneys or people who I'd say, would you kindly fuck off and not beat up children, are allowed in this time around, hence Sasimoto, Embern, and a few others. I opened it up during the week to other players. But either way, I'm confused about the intermediate bit. Well, it's like people who have... I basically get rid of that you've won a tournament before. And yeah, I don't know how to properly explain it, because we don't have enough people with the champions role for it to make sense. No, winners of... I'll explain after a while what's going on in my head in between sets, because we might have to wait a little bit to guarantee that Wraith won't be able to make it. But either way, we do have the strength, which is 50, on the side of Sasomoto. He's going to be rocking the Bonk stick. Versus IGN, who's on 52, is going to be rocking the Sham Shield, by the looks of things. Cool beans, cool beans. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, on a 3, on a 2, on a 1. And there we go. We're having a little bit of a drinkies, as we have the Crusher here with the Flame of the Red Men's there on the side of Sassam. Oh my good god. Oh my good god. Well, I don't think the strategy was going to work, folks, by the looks of things, as we are going to see that guard counter come out there. IGN's going to have to be pretty careful about those blocks, I think, as we are going to see some changeovers there. Back onto the... oh dear, we're in a spot of bother here. And the backstab grab comes through there into a run attack there. Not wanting to be in the same position as yesterday is the side of IGN, who is going to be just chilling out here, looking at this here, trying to go for these guard counters. But unfortunately, it is reactable. Tries to go for a bit of a backswing there, but... looking at the Crusher. A Crusher must crush. As a standing R1 comes in there to get that interrupt. Flame of them Red Mains is going to be turned away there. Try and punish that turnaround coming in through. As we are going to see now. Sasamoto take a little bit of damage. The guard counter is not going to be able to hit there. As another Flame of the Red Mains comes through into a CR1. Immediately right off the bat there. Jump attack over the top there. Sasso Moto, Elo Moto, trying to get a little bit of extra damage there. Obviously, it does seem as though the fingerprint is a good option here, given that it is not going to be like the brass shield earlier, getting immediately guard broken. If you want proof of the differences made, folks, this is very much it. And there we go. Looking at that, the standing R1 there comes out. Standing R1! Looking at that there too. You do see that reset up there now once more for a little bit of extra pressure. These guard counters are not quite able to get those hits in. IGN is very, very low here. Trying to go for that backswing. It is not capable of making it there. The panic rolls. Oh dear, oh dear. As the Flame of the Red Mains is just going to come through here. IGN trying his very best to stall this one out, but Sasimoto just trying to keep up that bit of pressure. This has evened out substantially, my friends, as we are going to see the Bear Claws come out there to try and get those breaks. But look at that, is going to be Whiff Punish. Can we have a Whiff Punish restored, ladies and gentlemen, as Sasso is going to be taking that tasty bit of damage. Oh me, oh my. Oh my god. Good rollouts coming out there on the side of Sasso as the dagger comes through there once more. As another dagger comes out. And that is going to be with 52 HP. Swapping to the Bear Claws. Going to be Sasso Tadamoto taking the first stock. Interesting for sure. Sasso's just trying to prove that he belongs in the beginner's bracket. Real and true. This is why I run an elemental build. Yep. Alright, as we move on to round 2. Sasso 1 IGN. Not in this first to 3. Alright. As I take a little bit of a drinky myself, it is going to be the... Oh me, oh my. The swap here from Sasimoto onto the Danes. A little bit of hand-to-hand shenanigans, as we do see that little bit of a mash. Beautiful pre-space out there as well. Into a kick. Into another kick. The sham sheer. The sheer audacity of this man trying to stop this now. As a jump over the top comes through there, but unfortunately, the Palm Blast. There we go. Giving lep here as we do see a toggle. A little bit of the handy tech dude. A little bit of the handy tech dude. As you do go over a little bit of a jump over the top of the spinning slash. Is going to be punished. But that run R2. Beautiful showing here, the Danes. There we go. And then the standing R2 there, just to get that extra little bit of damage. Oh me, oh my. As we do see a little bit of run out, and the Palm Blast comes through. Into a rolling attack. Tries to catch there with that jump R2. As we do see that jump R2 land over the top. Yeah, it pretty much is saucy. I've noticed that there's a couple of those ashes that just go absolutely ham into shields. I think the amount you can actually not poise break, but guard break on is actually kind of bonkers. I really like it. I really, really like it. It's quite neat. A neat little tech, if you will. An actual tech. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's the bows, the polite bows coming through here from the side of both of our players. Look at this. Sportsmanship. Alright, and then a 3, and a 2, and a 1. Yeah, shield tallies and the fists hand-to-hand, I remember we used to use, as like a little bit of a test, we used to use PSCS against light shields, but that was a very, very long time ago. We've come a long way. Obviously, Ice Spear used to be fantastic. Frost, which would explain that that chilling mist, but we do see that Sasimoto's on that halberd into the turnarounds, getting that really, really nice backstab into the Divine Beast Stomp and actually free aiming it to try and catch, which is very nice, into another BS. Sasimoto, this might be a foregone conclusion. Into a little bit of the backstab desync after that there. It's only on our end. Into a little bit of a roll away there coming out from the side of Sasimoto here, who's being counter-pressured quite effectively, but he still has his tier. IGN not quite able to make it as the Divine Beast Stomp there is out once more. Unfortunately, the pivot is going to prevent that punish, as that halberd is going to be preventing that into a bit of a backhang. But we do see that we're actually going to have some punishment there for Sasso, who swaps over onto fists. No, onto the TS here. Actually free aiming that, but he is going to be punished for the audacity there, not going for another punish. Perhaps low on the old endurance. Into the TS, into the back swing once more. And that is going to be Sasomoto. Hello, Moto. Managing to take that first stock in a very, very commanding lead. IGN not able to avenge himself for yesterday, folks. You truly hate to see it. Alright, I should probably start the tourney. So here's the idea I have for the intermediate idea. Winner, it means that prior winners of beginners tourneys are permitted in, and I revoke the having med semis in other tourneys. Just because of how small the scene is, it kind of makes sense to kind of revoke that. So in other words, beginners, winners, and people who've gotten to semis in like a respectable bracket, so Ondos, etc. What's up, Farron? How goes it? Alright, it's just Wraith next. We are going to... let me just actually make sure that I at... Let me just at everyone here. I love admin. Yep. Alright, let me just check who's up then after that. It's going to be Guts. Gatsu. I'm not going to even attempt to sing that song. Okay, voices. Did I spell that correctly? Is this going to be another classic? S-H-Y. S-H. Cool. Versus Gatsu. Another Germans. The Germans are very much in this tournament today. Oh me, oh my. You almost have Blue Noctara as well, which was pretty sick, but unfortunately he was kind of ill, so couldn't make it today. So, let me just add the players. Ah, we actually have them both in, never mind. There was no need for me to ping that. But yeah, that's the general idea for these tourneys, pretty much. When I open it up, it's just like, you can just not have one, a respectable tourney. And that, weirdly enough, includes my own. I don't think that's being presumptuous. I hope that's not being presumptuous. Alright, so, into your respective corners, folks, while I get all of my shenanigans sorted out. Okay, Guts, Alan Polk, neat. No, he is, if you have to drop, we'll, yeah, no worries, dude. Alright, we have both of our players in. Let's just take a quick peek at the builds, folks. In future, if you have to do something like that in bracket, just ping me in the gated part of my server. That's the easiest way to get in touch, as we are going to see the Swords of Light here on the side of Guts and that funny shield by the looks of things. Or is that... no, it's the Sunflower. Interesting. Strength 24, 44 End, 36 Faith. And then it's going to be versus the 45 Arcane on the side of Shitter, who's on a very interesting build by the looks of things. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Alright. Ladies and gents. Sunflower, I thought it was the funny shield first. But either way, on a 3, on a 2, on a 1. LA. Alright, the physics are being drunk. Is that Shitter using the goddamn bouquet? What is my man cooking? Oh my god, it's 2 sunflowers! Trying to get that... Oh, I see, I see! I understand what is going on here. We're trying to get some self-procs. Alright, alright. That kind of makes a degree of sense. I had heard warning of this a very long time ago, but unfortunately the dual crushers are going to say, you are not allowed to have fun, my friend. And of course, we see the rollouts come out here as we see the poison come out now into a Sunflower of Doom The bop. Oh. I think that was on my end, personally. As we are going to see Shitter take a little bit of damage. Shitter taking another little bit of damage as another run R1 comes through there. We do see that getting that, but it's not going to matter. Let me just message Shitter real quick. Guts used instant transmission. Did you see what we just saw, Shitter? Did you see what we just saw? Let me just message you real quick. Because it could be on my end, because I have garbage routing to Germany. I've just checked GA DMs real quick. Seem fine to me? Okay, then it's on my end. That's fine. Cool. Again, keep in mind, because of how peer-to-peer works, folks, I can't tell if it's just on my end or not. So, please do let me know if there's any issues regarding latency or stuff like that. And it can be dealt with immediately. Or rather, packet loss. As we peer over the parapet, or through the parapet as it seems. There we go. The physics are drank. Into the Sword of Light, Ash of War. The sparkly freaking laser beams from the side of Guts, as we do see the Beast Claw going in, getting a little bit of damage to start us off. Oh me oh my. As we are going to see the Power Stance Straight Swords. Terrifying. Into, no, this is my priority, sir. You are not allowed. Guts, of course, having won prior tourneys in these beginners brackets. Oh my lord! Into the bleed proc! Oh my lord! But it's not going to matter. As EU laggards do what they are best known for. Sorry, I need to log the score. That's 2 on the side of Guts. Fam Lamborghini. Tenor says, we have not seen both Guts and Sasimoto in the same room before. How do we know that Guts isn't actually 2 Sasimotos in a trench coat? How do we know? Either way, we do have both of our players in. Round 3. Zibeas versus the Dual Crushers. As we are going to see the laser beams coming out into the clumps. Some dragon tech of old coming out here. As we do see the little glintstone craps, as Ohai Toto used to call them, tries to go for the jump away there, but unfortunately EU latency is just too powerful for Shitter, who is going to take a little bit of damage. Goes for a rollout. It was a joke, Saucy. I'm sorry. As we are going to see the footwork. As we do see that punish on the fat roll. Shitter not quite sure how to engage here. Because it's absolutely terrifying to have 2 large sunflowers battering into you. As we have just observed here, ladies and gentlemen. Sunflower 2 Pro. The age of the regular crusher has passed. The age of the sunflower is now. Is there any added benefit to using those things? Those sunflowers be making people push up daisies? You stole that. That was supposed to be mine, Kirk. That was supposed to be mine. Sunflowers are cuter than the club. This is true. Okay, we have established the reason why you would use them. Demented, deranged fashion sense. Okay, cool. Alright, I don't hear from Wraith, unfortunately, so we're going to move on into the next round. Making them sneeze, affecting reaction speed. Interesting. That you might be onto something. Oh, so yeah, the ash. Okay. How do you do the losers? I stream all of it. That's why it's an 8-person bracket. IGN. So we'll be streaming that shortly. Alright, Mburn versus Fritz at Mburn. You in bestie. Okay. Yeah, because the reason why I host 8-player brackets is I can do pretty much everything myself. And it doesn't take 15 hours. So, like, the general limit... Brenna gave me some amazing advice a very, very long time ago. 1 second. The advice basically being that... for smaller brackets, it's good to do both. For 8 players, you can do both double and single a limb in the one sitting, which is really, really handy. For 16 player, you'd need either someone else to host it off stream, to either have it off stream or have someone else stream it. Otherwise, it has to be single a limb. That's why tomorrow's tourney is single a limb, because I don't want to be arsed organising different people to show up. But yeah. But either way, we have both of our players in. Let's just take a look. It's a build. I think Fritz did say... Well, actually, let me just fix that there, because I do realize there's a bit of a mistake. There we go. So it is going to be the arcane build from yesterday, from the side of Fritz, who did steal that from Sasomoto, Elomoto. And Mburn is, of course, rocking the scythe on the strength, which is, of course, interesting. Alright, folks, let's crack on with this next match. On a 3, on a 2, and a 1. Will the Pisages be able to take on the scythe of relief that Mburn is feeling facing it? Remains to be seen. Oh dear, and we are learning, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, that tracking is insane. Oh my god, what have they done to it? Most of the people I've fought have been free aiming and stuff. So, yeah. We're not seeing wave dashes come out here on the side of Fritz, as he is obviously trying to learn the setup here. But as you can see, Mburn is going to be forced back here by Fritz, as we are going to see that first little bit of a hit come out there. Fritz trying to go for that hit. Not quite going for the quick poke there. We might have to get this man in the training pits to show him the art of PSGS. Sasso and others have made it look easy in the past, but this is a difficult setup to use, and some would say too difficult for how good it is. As we are going to see that trade come through there, Mburn has taken a lot of damage. Fritz not quite sure how to engage. So you do see that run out there. Going for that run L1. Here's the side of Fritz. Mburn going for those standing R1s there just to try and get a bit of keep out, as the bolus was taken for free. That's a massive win con here for Fritz. Pretty much gone. Managing to get those punishes as we are. We're going to see a rolling L1. We do not. But we are going to see these runaways here from neutral. As we see the roll in. Not electing to go for the rolling L1 punish there is the side of Fritz, which may cost him here in the wind-up because he has 436 HP. Could have gone for a rolling L1 there, but the standing R1 comes out there. Tries to go for the roll catch, but look at that. The follow-up L1 is going to be punished by Mburn. There's going to be Emmy on the board. All those hours of Mountain Blade not counted for much here. He's just new, Foles. He's new to the setup. Bit of manners, please. Yeah. Everyone tries out stuff. Lord knows I'm not particularly phenomenal on PSGS either. It's a very difficult setup to use. But we do see the swap here from the side of Fritz. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Round 2. Fritz versus Mburn. On a 3. On a 2. On a 1. LA. PSGS is a high effort setup. Yes, it very much is, as we are going to see the war cry come out here on the side of him. As we are going to see now, I did see that bear, and I'm not going to acknowledge it. As we are going to see that hyper, when the armor is hyper, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see now Fritz stay on this, I forget the exact name of that weapon. All I know of it is it's a frosty setup, as we are going to see these follow-ups here into the bleed proc. Fritz and Embern are within 300 HP. Great stars, thank you. I don't know why I call it a morning star, because I know what the morning star is. As we are going to see that trade, the Fists of Fury out here on Embern. Still not with very much of a difference as the Warcry comes out there to try and get that. Looking at this here, we do see these stagger steps here in this long neutral. Standing R1 coming out into another one. That's Braggarts. There we go. Looking at this here, we are going to see the Great Stars here trying its very best to get a little bit of a hit in. Looking at this standing R1. Embern looking for these punishes here. On the Eternal Sleep Grease, I believe. Which is legal. Oh my god, the R2 is going to be punished. Embern trying to force these trades here, but it's not looking good for us. We are now within 100 HP of each other. Into CR1. Into that follow-up. Embern on 900 HP versus 927. But Embern, of course, still has her tier. He tries to go for the trade, but look at that tracking, ladies and gentlemen. As we are going to see Fritz. Now without the tier as well. The rolling R1. Great stars and setups like it are really, really neat. And Embern goes for that trade, taking the second stock. 2. Getting robbed by that bleed proc not hitting? Yeah, for sure. Well, this is the thing, right? Bleed is a bit of utility, but there's an awful lot of setups that can actually steal prio from the bleed proc if you don't expect it, which is really fucking funny. Yeah, I mean it's kind of the nature of the beast. Are we on Ripple? Alright. Remember, the Eternal Sleep Grease is not allowed, but either way, ladies and gentlemen, match point for Embern. Fritz with the hill to climb on a 3, on a 2 and a 1. LA. What are we going to see on Ripple here? We're going to see the swap. Yeah, the bleed grease here. As we are going to see some run R1s coming through there. Standing R1, going for that hyper armor trade, is going to roll out there. Into the pivot! Into the spinning slash. Embern looking for that spacing there to get the punish, and she does. Little bit of a life advantage here for the side of Embern. Fritz here going onto that bleed. Standing R1 comes through, not quite able to connect. And as here we see the swap back over into the off dag. Just get that extra little bit of bleed build up. Tries to go for that CR1 but not able to do it. Into that off dag, getting that little bit of extra bleed and chip. Embern's keeping quite a distance here, so she is. Into that trade. Not what you want to do against Starfists. Oh, the R2 comes out. Into the L1. 1200, but he let her ball us for free. Oh my god, the sleeps! Embern takes the stock. GG's. GG's. Embern takes it. In a 3-0 sweep. Alright, let me just check in once more with Wraith. Alright, let me just wait. And just to clarify, a dip. Let me just add them real quick. I'm not sure if you're in chat as of this moment, but let me just dip. I'll try and wait for Wraith. I know he was quite excited to join, but apparently something came up. I was not able to do it. If I wasn't, I'd offer to take a spot, Saj. Are you around tomorrow, Saucy? Please be around tomorrow. Because I need 2 spots for the chain tourney. I see that you're finishing around, you're driving home around this time. I'm curious if you'd be back for 7 tomorrow. I'll send you a DM later on anyway. The bracket is actually stacked. This shit is insane. I actually, so just as we're waiting just to get confirmation here, or nothing. I'm sorry. Yeah, no worries. Like, I'll just send you the bracket, folks, just so you can see it. I'm in a state of shock that a shitpost, what was intended to be a funny shitpost, is, yeah, you'll see yourselves. This is, kind of insane. Like, you have Darcy, Frosty, Sip, obviously our very own Embern, Raincoatin, Jack, Myth, Monty, Mag, Russ Bucket, Bevanin, and Servants. This is quite, tomorrow's going to be fucking wild. And of course, it's single elimination. Best of 3 round 1. It's kind of nuts. Alright, I'm not hearing from Wraith. So, it's not looking like we're gonna have them. I'm gonna share then eat. Yeah, no worries, SK. Thanks for popping by, brother. I do appreciate it. Either way, we are going to move on into losers bracket. Let me just count that. Submit score. Oh, hang on a second. Dip takes the win. Yeah, just to buy around. Submit score. Cool. Alright. Yeah, I'm guessing Wraith didn't make it back. He did give me warning, so I do appreciate it. It was very short note. That is on the bloody chain. Oh, the chain tourney that is on the bloody chain. The long chain into Mountaintops of the Giants. I need to actually mark the actual name of the grace. Alright, moving on then into losers bracket, ladies and gentlemen. All of our losers brackets are, of course, best of 3. Cool beans. And I've actually reorganized everything, so it should be a little bit easier to do this time around. Nice. Cool. I like it. Alright, keyboard. Yeah, I was used to watch an awful lot of StarCraft streamers. Let me just check who's up first. Yeah, you're up versus Fritz. So yeah, there we go. Cool beans. Yeah. Fritz. I've played a lot of it. I tried. I love RTSs to bits, but that game made me mauled like you wouldn't fucking believe. Holy shit. Made me look like a saint when I played Elden Ring. Love it. Who did you main, TGRK? As we get the builds up. Alright, it's going to be 40 decks on the side. No, it is not going to be 40 decks on the side of Shitter. I love. If you ever wonder why it takes so long. I was top 100 Zerg. I used to play Zerg. Fuck yeah. You require more minerals. Alright, either way. This is going to be Shitter on the Arcane. Fritz on the Dexterity with a little smattering of Arcane in there for good measure. Alright. Ladies and gents, We have our opponent. We have our contestants in and ready to go. StarCraft, Saucy. StarCraft 2. Alright, either way, we have both of our contestants in on a 3, on a 2, and a 1. Let's go, as we are going to see the physics. As we are going to see the daggers in men's smiles come out. Fritz, of course, rocking that tried and true halberd. Shitter on, I don't even know what that is, to be perfectly honest with you, but it looks cool as shit. As we are going to see these run R1s come out, standing R1, into a bouquet. Give my man some flowers. As you do see those double rolls come out there once more. And looking at this here, we are going to see that R2, straight R2, onto the stock. Oh, but the pivot is going to cost him quite dearly. That R2, but the height when the armor is hyper. Into a little bit of a poison proc there as well. Looking at this here. We are going to see that roll out there. Had an opportunity to go for a rolling R1, I believe, into that. Into a run R1 there. The R2 into the kickflip, but unfortunately, just getting a little bit ahead of himself as Poison Bloom Flowers twice, or whatever the hell it's called, into a run R1. And are we going to land it again? We do not. Fritz actually took an awful lot of damage from that particular Ash, of course. As we do see the swap back over onto the hand-to-hand, into the run R2. Actually managing to get that break up there. The spinning slash comes out there on the side of Fritz, who's going to be trying to catch Shitter here, who has regained his footing. As we do see Halberd taking priority, as it does. Shitter here, actually going on the Beast Claws. Looking at those roll cancels, it's not going to matter as Fritz takes the stock. One of the funny things about an awful lot of the DLC hand-to-hands and Beast Claws things is their roll cancels are really, really good. Like, I think they're some of the best roll cancels in the game, if I'm unmistaken. So actually able to get those rollouts is pretty huge. But again, remember, this is first to 2, a best of 3. Fritz is actually on match point. Oh, no. Use it. Yeah, there we go. All right, habits and etc. All right, round 2. Fritz won in red. Shitter blue. Yabba-dee yabba-die with Nahil. As we do see the physics out, we do see the daggers in men's smiles, ladies and gents, coming out. Look at this here. We are going to see that poison mished. A miasma descends is the side that's going to come through there as the R2 comes out then as well. Into the jump R2 there to get that break. Into Dane's Whirlwind just to try and get those extra hits, try to steal that prio. But unfortunately, Hyper Armor is kind of problematic here. But the last part of that is going to connect. Fritz is taking quite a substantial lead here. Oh my lord. As we do take a little bit more damage. Into the kickflip, into the standing R1. Poison Bloom. Shitter is not going out without a fight as we do see that kickflip come through. Oh my, the strafe from the side of Fritz. Into the standing R1, into another kickflip. Poison Bloom, but it's not going to hit. That is going to be Fritz taking the stock. Shitter, it was an absolute pleasure having you in, bestie. Absolute pleasure having you in, sir. Always nice. Hope to see you in future ones of these again. We do these weekly. Interesting build. That was really, really cool, yeah. Again, GGRK, one of the reasons why I love these beginners brackets is because people use a bunch of really cool stuff, and there's a lot of like fun. Really, really fun. Alright, it does seem as though I'm going to give one more chance here for Wraith to... Alright. We're just going to wait just a moment. And you mentioned Supreme Commander earlier on, Saucy. I recently replayed the original because I used to play that. I still have the disc up here somewhere. Let's see, do I have it? Where the fuck is it? Battlefield 2. Where the fuck do I have it? It's here somewhere. Oh, I loved that game so fucking much. I was absolutely garbage at it. But my god, it was fun. I used to just play against the PvE. Spec Ops, Sins. Oh! No, RTS heads out there. Ugh! Look at this shit. Sins of the Solar Empire. Have any of you fucked with the second one, actually? Sins of the Solar Empire is so fucking good. Alright. Alright. Listen. Okay? Hear me out, folks. This is very serious business. Very serious business as we just wait now for the last call for Wraith. Dude, I booted up Warband for the first time in years. Quite recently. A friend of mine is trying to learn how to play it. So fucking good. So fucking good. Yeah, alright. So that is going to be... We're going to count that as IGN. Let me just message IGN and let them know. You get the round. Alright, cool. Warband is fine all day. I play Napoleonic Wars. That shit is really fun. I've never actually tried it. No shower though. On Fork. Alright, cool. So, that is going to be IGN taking the stock here. Wraith is a no-show, which is on Fork. He did warn me, so we're not going to be too upset. Alright then, now it is going to be Sasot Moto. Hello, Moto. Versus Dip. And be kind, Sasso, is all I'll say. Alright. There we go. Nito Dorito. Dip. Alright. Let me fix this stuff. Wave 2. No, not wave 3. Oh, because I never added another one. There we go. We fixed it. How do you set up these arenas? So if you're in Endicott in whatchamacallits, where is it? In Useful Tools, you'll find Den Maps is linked. So, Pen, that's where you'll find it. It's really easy to set up. It does everything automatically. It transfers saves, etc. Big kudos to Amira, Jack, and of course now Axie, who have done just an amazing job in getting this. There's some big things in the future for Den Maps. I don't know if someone has the ability to link it. Yeah, it's it's basically phenomenal. It's the only way to play the video game. Alright, cool. Alright, let me make sure that the players are set up right. So it's going to be Sasso in blue. Yes, and Dip in red. Dip, of course, I believe this is his first tournament. And I think his first fight is going to be up against a very, very formidable player. So we're jumping right into the deep end. Sasso, of course, having multiple minor tourney wins here and there. Multiple couple of second places, etc. Been doing a really solid job in the beginners brackets the last while. Alright, so it's going to be the Arcane build here from the side of Sasimoto versus the Strength build here from the side of Dip. And a little bit of Dexterity on top. Alright, folks. As this is, of course, going to be back onto the best of fives. Nito. Wave 0, that is not correct. Wave 2. I might have to... Oh, there we go. Alright. Ladies and gents. Let's crack on. And on a 3. On a 2. On a 1. LA. As we are going to see the physics here coming out from the side of both of our players. So here, jump R1 is going to hit there. Dip has taken a little bit of damage there. A little bit of a delayed hit there. Run R1 coming out there, actually managing to hit Sasimoto there quite nicely. Dip setting up there with that lightning grease as we do see both sides jumping past each other there. Jumps, of course, are a really nice tech because they give you that extra bit of distance as the rolling R1 comes through. But looking at that there, the L1's coming out here from the side of Sasimoto, who's trying to get used to the spacing. Good roll out there from the side of Dip, who is going to take just a little bit more damage into the bleed proc once more. Dip doing a really, really solid job there of just not getting La Vortexed. Oh, and the standing R1 with the JL1 comes in. Into a trade! Oof. That is going to be Sasimoto. Hello, Moto. Taking the first stock there pretty confidently. Also, I didn't say it earlier on, but thank you, Xenos, for the sub. I do appreciate it. Definitely encourages me to do more of these. Sussy the Among Us. You mean PvP Guts. Alright, ladies and gents. We have both of our players in. On a 3. On a 2. On a 1. LA. Lamogs. Into the Frostpot. Good showing there from the side of Dip. Actually managing to get that little bit of damage. The standing R1 comes through there. Roll in, though. A little bit of a trade. For Sasso, just a little bit. Oh my god, the Flame of the Red Man's actually managing to hit there. But the pivot is going to catch Dip. Movement is so important in this game, especially against a setup that has the likes of the JR1s as a means to initiate, and the JL1s as well. That standing R1 is going to get aired, unfortunately, into a tray. But look at that, the bleed proc that goes through into a standing R1. Tries to go for the follow-up R1. Dip is going to take another little bit of damage into another one. Into that rolling attack. Those rolling attacks are getting some really good mileage for the side of Dip, who is going to go for that roll out there as well. Going for that Flame of the Red Mains there just to set up for some shenanigans here. Dip's actually playing this pretty intelligently, all things considered, as we are going to see Sasimoto go for that jump R1 over the top as we see that tray come through, and that bleed bar must be looking absolutely spoopy. It's not quite spoopy season yet, folks, but if you're in for a fright, I'm sure, looking at Dip's not only his health bar, but also as he's evened this one out by a substantial margin, as we see the self-proc there in the tier. Very, very nice showing there from the side of Sasimoto, as we do see that rolling R1, but unfortunately we're going to get aired once more. Very nice showing. Very confident plays here from the side of Sasimoto as well, realizing that even on this latency, he is able to get those airs in, which is, he's paid for it a little bit, but those JL1s are brutal. Absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. Good showing from the side of both. Scary, scary. Oh, it's terrifying. I've been on the receiving end of it. It's pretty bad, the amount of damage that those things can output if you manage to get the bleed proc. Nothing is nuts. Yeah, it is very much nuts, but it's nice to see PSGS is still relevant in the meta. All right. Either way, folks, we do have both of our players in. Let's crack on. And on a 3, on a 2, and a 1, LA. Match point here for Sasimoto. Dip, a tourney newcomer. Swapping over to the what seems to be the Claymore here. Good roll out there. Looking at that, going for that roll out there as well. We do see that tray, but look at that bleed damage, dude. Holy sheesh. As we are going to see that rollout come out now once more. Good. That bleed proc and actually stealing prio. Due to it, we're going to see these run jump R1s. I was going to say jump R1s, but of course you jump L1s. There, the stealing of prio again. As we do see those little crouch outs there from the side of Dip. Into a trade once more. Oh, and the R2, but unfortunately that bleed proc is going to come through there. Sasimoto taking the stock. G's to both. Dip, remember, there's still a loser's bracket, my friend. So I'll see you in just a moment on the flip side. Again, Dip is I believe, a complete tourney newcomer here. So I'm absolutely delighted to have him in. 200 milliseconds is different? Yeah. It's a mixed bracket. You've seen how difficult it is, Sasso, for me to fill brackets normally. So, it's just going to be the reality of the situation. Alright. Burn versus Guts. Did you know, guys? Did you know that Gatsu is Guts' actual name? Did you know that, guys? I know, crazy. You may have never heard this before. GL, GL. Very nicely done. So we're going to take a quick break after this match. Just a very, very quick break. Let me just add Embern real quick. All right. All right. Rightio. We have both of our players in as I sort out some administrative shenanigans. You love to see it. All right, and looking at this here, we are going to see Guts, who is not. That is not Guts. I love the overlays and stuff when they betray me. All right, there we go. Guts, who is going to be on that 36 faith, 24 strength, on Swords of Light. Voices M. Burton on the Sham Sheer. The sheer audacity of this woman. 58 strength, 13 dex. And there we go. Looking at this here. Ladies and gents, let us go on a 3, on a 2, and a 1. Emmy in red. Guts! Gatsu! In blue. There's a Sword of Light. The laser beams are out, folks. As we do see this reset in neutral here. Embern is going to be looking to try and get these interrupts here to stop all of those CR1 shenanigans. And speaking of CR1 shenanigans, CL1 shenanigans, I should say, excuse me, from the Giant Crushers. As we do see that rollout come out now once more. Looking at that Embern taking quite a lot of damage. Look at that animation blend. And looking at the actual blender itself, as Embern just takes a moment to collect herself, as we do see that Ash of War. I have never seen that thing actually used. As we do see the explosions coming out here from the side of Guts. Embern not quite sure how to get in there to do the damage she needs to do. Getting a little bit of chip here. Gatsu swapping over onto that Sword of Light. We're probably going to see the CR1 come through here. Into that offhand crusher. Yeah, interesting choice there, especially given that there's no poise restrictions for this tournament. Going for that CR1 here on the Sword of Light, which isn't a bad idea. Into the CR1, into that follow-up L1 there, just to try and get that extra bit of damage. But Embern manages to get some tasty damage here in Guts, punishing him for his avarice and getting overextending here. Thinking that, oh, I can meme around. Looking at that, that is going to be the tier gone. As we are going to see Embern roll out there, going for a run R1. We do see that roll out there as well. The trade comes through, though, when the armor is hyper, ladies and gentlemen. As we are now going to see both players here chilling out in neutral. We do see that swap over onto the two-handed TS. As the trade comes through! And Embern takes the stock. V. Nice, my dear. Gathering her composure. And actually pulling through on this one. Very, very good stuff. The sheer audacity. She's 30 HP pretty much. Holy sheesh. Sheesh. Mm-hmm. Alright, let's see. The glintstone craps. Beautiful stuff. Alright, ladies and gents. We do have both of our players in and ready to go. Ember in 1, Gatsu, Nihil. Let's crack on, shall we? As the bolt is now out, the physics are now drunk, and the laser beams are out there, but Ember definitely spaces them, as we are going to see Gatsu pull out the dual crusher now once more, not wanting to drop another stock here. Ember playing a cautious game, which is very, very wise into this. Swing first, lose first. The old adage has never been said more truer, as we are going to see that attempt to force trades here. But look at that Ember trying to get that R1 in before the hyper armor. The roll in is actually pretty brutal, but so is the chase down and the roll catches here from the side of Guts. Nice showing here as we are going to see that rollout come out now on the side of Ember. And as a jump R2 comes out into a spinning slash, but unfortunately it's too slow, as Ember is going to have her heels clipped. But she's far from been shipped just yet, as there's a little bit of health bar to go yet. I believe Tyr has been gone, and it is most certainly gone now, as we now have a 1-1 on our hands. GG's. Germans earning quite a terrifying reputation today, ladies and gentlemen. Is anyone going to be able to stop them? With both Sasimoto here and Guts looking like they're doing their damnedest to pull through this tourney. Here, take these flowers, take them. Non-negotiable flower giving. You hate to see it. Alright. Let me just check something real quick. Neat. Alright, folks. Let's crack on. Love to see it. Well, I mean, it's a slight improvement from the bouquet, as we are going to crack on with this next round. And a 3-2-1. LA, little drinkies, which I'm going to partake in myself. I unfortunately don't have any strobe lighting, so, you know, we'll have to pass on using the laser beams. But that standing R1 there from Ember here, just getting a little bit of damage there as a roll-in comes in. As we do see that rollout now come in once more, getting that interrupt there on the hyper armor. Guts is actually quite low here. Ember existing just in the periphery here, that aggressive spacing coming in clutch here as she tries to go for that roll catch, but is going to dodge out from that JL1. As we do see yet another rollout, Guts takes a little bit more damage here. He's been chipped down slowly but surely with that sham shear. Looking at this here, we are going to see that standing R1. Good roll out there from the side of Ember. Roll-ins might actually be pretty brutal into this, but I'm not sure. As we are going to see now that standing R1 tries to go for the backswang. And the backswang is not going to connect, but Guts is now quite low. Ember has a fairly substantial health lead here, does not want to give up quite so easily, has kind of figured out the matchup just a little bit, and as we do see that trade in there now once more, as we do see that roll in, going for that, apparently you can't roll in against that, it does get the hyper armor just that little bit too early as Ember is taking a lot of damage. We do see that rollout come out there from the side of Emmy. We are very much within tier skip range here, and I'm not sure if there are any tier skip options here from the side of Gatsu. Ember here chilling out in this long neutral. As that jump R2 over the top into the flowers. Goes for another jump R1. We are going to force that trade into the spinning slash trade. Both sides very low. 46 to 41 HP. That jump out to the side into a run R1. Tries to go for the backswing. It's not going to connect. Ember has Guts on the ropes here. That fast weapon. But the thrusting sword is out. Can Ember pull through on this one? Both sides on blue feather, neither side necessarily wanting to, as the whiff punish has been restored. Ember takes the stock 2-1. Holy moly, holy guacamole, holy, Saudi would say. The whiff punish, my dude! Indeed. Sheesh! Very good showing. Very good frickin' showing here, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, and it is first to 3 here, ladies and gentlemen. So there's still a stock to go. I'm not getting messages. All right. Both players are now back in now once more. Miracle Grove not big enough. All right, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, match point for Embern. So, on a 3, on a 2 for Embern, and a 1 for Gatsu. Allez, as we are now going to see a little bit of soup. Give me some soup. As we do now see both of our players chilling out here. Looking at this here, we are going to see these stutter steps coming out here from the side of Embern. Swapping over onto the side, which isn't actually a bad play into PSSS, as we do see that swap over onto a singular coded. But that standing R1, another standing R1 there, trying to bait out the attempted roll there from the side of Gatsu, who is probably going to get poisoned here now in just a second. Are we going to see that? No, we don't on Fork, as we do see that super armor come through here for the side of Embern, who is going to be able to get these trades off. Not very much in her favor, but it does give her that opportunity, as we are going to see now. The standing R1 trying to get that roll catch. It's not quite able to connect, though, as we are going to see now this reset into that long neutral here, as we do see the CR1 coming out there just to try and catch Gatsu off guard, because we've seen the conditioning for the standing R1s this whole time, but Gatsu's taking another little bit of damage into a whiff punish, restored once more, going for that run R1 into the dagger in this lady's smile. Now these hands be clean, folks, as we are going to see the rollout come out there from the side of Emmy. Is able to get that anti-air. Guts is very, very low, as we see this panic rolls come out there from the side of Embern. We do see that attempt to roll catch there, but on Fork, bestie, as now Embern is quite low. So here is Guts. Guts not wanting to go down, not wanting to go gentle into that good night. As we do see the CR1 come out there, good roll out there coming out from the side of Embern, but on 4-2 come out over the top. Embern just is going to stand there and take it, as we do see that whiff punish now once more. 30 HP to 529, as we see these swaps over into the rolling attack. That is going to be Guts taking it with 92 HP to spare. Guts 2. And now it is match point, ladies and gentlemen, in this wave 2. In the winner's bracket. Oh me, oh my. Alright. We just see the swap. Sort of light. As we see the collection of the souls. Or runes, whatever the fuck you call them. BigRunes.com, folks, our sponsor for today. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen. 3 and a 2 and a 1. Allez! The physiques. The poison mist. Look at this here. We're going to see that immediate pressure coming in there now once more. I'm going to make the wild assumption that that was an accident, as we're going to see that jump over the top there come out now once more. Standing R1, trade into a CR1. Very nicely done here from the side of Embern, as we do see that Sacred Blade come out into the CR1. It is going to connect. It's actually going to anti-air there. Bit of a funny latency interaction there. Again, it is going to be Germany versus NA East, so it could be a hell of a lot worse, as we see that jump R2 come out there just to try and get that extra degrees of hits done here into the standing R1 there. Embern is very, very slightly in the lead here by about 200 HP, give or take, as we are going to see that swap over onto the Lance. Take a glance at this, folks, as we are now going to see the CR1's a little bit of a wave dash there from the side of Guts in neutral, as we are going to see that attempt to anti-air. The dagger coming out there from the side of Embern, who tries to go for a mash, but looking at this here, we do see the trade coming through. Guts has taken the lead here, just by a very, very narrow margin. 111. 1100 HP to 845. Both sides still having tier, as we do see the Holy Land coming out here, the Golden Land, I guess. I forget which one is which, as we are going to see that that is going to anti-air into a standing R1. The bleed bar must actually be pretty full here for the side of Guts, as then we have the tier procced 500 HP. As we see the self proc here as well, 1300 versus 300 HP, and the difference here is we see the swap back over onto Fist here for the side of Embern, who's going to take just a little bit of pressure into the rolling R1 there, which is of course pretty good there. It's a pretty quick attack. Jump R1 over the top there. Are we going to see it? Another rolling R1 comes out there for the side of Embern, as we are going to see that whiff. Not going to be punished though, as we do see that attempt to hold on for Prio there with the CR1 from the side of Gatsu, who is going to be taking that center line. Would you see that roll out there from the side of Emmy? Emmy not wanting to give up as the R2 trades come through. 339 to 215, down to 31 HP. The Glintstone scraps into the trade. Stuck in the corner. Here's Embern. 44 HP to 19. Both players on death's door here. One little bit of chip. Embern does, technically speaking, have the advantage here with the fists. Holy moly. Who's going to pull through here? Who's going to be the first one to swing? And the Glintstone scraps, but Embern takes it. What the hell? Bro! What the hell? There ain't no way. There ain't no way. What? Chat, is this real? Is this real, chat? I got scared? I'd be fucking shitting myself. What the hell? Jeez Louise. Either way, we're going to take a very quick break, as we're pretty much halfway through this tournament so far. Embern, that was one hell of a showing. Guts, you both played a blinder. 3-2. So close. So freaking close. That's a good instinct, but we're going to take a very quick break, folks. What a way to end the first stage of the tournament. What the hell? Alright, either way. Love and appreciate you all. We'll talk to you in just a second, folks, alright? So, bye-bye. Chat to you in a moment. Alright folks, welcome back. We're just getting our players situated and into positions, etc. Hope you're all doing well. What a way to finish out round 2 there. Holy moly. That was something else. Very, very well played to both Guts and to Embern. You all played amazing. Holy shit. That was quite the round. We do seem to have both of our contestants in, though. So it is going to be Guts here, rocking the same build as before. The 36 Faith, 24 Strength, 14 Dex, and the 44 Endurance. Voices, IGN, who's rocking the Sham Shear. 52 Strength, 13 Dex, 44 End, 60 Vig with that shield in the back pocket. And a toggle onto fists as well, which is really, really good. You got some highlights for the YouTube channel now? Yeah. I need to actually start uploading stuff again. Alright, well folks, we have both of our contestants in this losers round 2. Let's crack on a 3, on a 2, and a 1 in this first to 2, best of 3, both sides in a heal, as we see the laser beams coming out here. Looking at this here, we are going to see these stutter steps coming out here from the side of IGN, who seems to be having some issues. As we do see a run R1 coming through there. Good rollout comes out there from the side of IGN. There may be some issues going on here, but the hits seem to be about right. As you do see these stutter steps here in neutral. Looking at their IGN is not feeling too comfortable about coming in there. As you do see the perfect block coming out there, just to get those punishes in. Good rollouts come out there from the side of IGN. Gatsu here going for the CR1s here. Pretty big time. Another CR1 comes out into a roll catch. And that is going to be all she wrote. Guts taking the first stock fairly confidently. Nicely done. Let me just check in. As we see the reset now. Interesting choice. Yeah, you know what? GG's though, Pen. Alright, either way, we have both of our players in and ready to go. On a 3. On a 2. On a 1. LA. Very nicely done, as we are going to see the frickin' laser beams coming out. Looking here, we are going to see these runaways come out here as well. From the side of... Oof, good roll out there, but unfortunately IGN is going to take a little bit of damage. Good double roll out there as well. We are going to see the TS. Good roll out there once more from the side of IGN, who is going to immediately tally swap over. Standing R1 comes out there, but the Flower taking up half the arena. As we are now going to see that Frostpot punish, which is very, very nice. V-nice even. Goes for a run R1. It is not going to connect, unfortunately. We get that interrupt there. Good roll out there from the side of IGN now once more. We do see the strafe, interestingly enough, but the CR1s are going to come out into another trade. IGN here trying to find his footing. Not looking good. As we are going to see now that roll going to be punished. Keeping up that pressure. A little bit of a trade comes through there, unfortunately for IGN, who is on 39 HP. Are we going to see another Frostpot? We do. 1300 HP. Looking at that there, we are going to see that standing R1, but the trade comes through when the armor is hyper. Guts takes the stock. GG's. Alright, GG's folks. IGN, a pleasure to have you in again. Hope to see you next week. Bestie. Alright, GG's. Let me just update the challenge. Nito Dorito. What's up, Do Not? Alright, and now it is going to be Dip versus Fritz. Alright. Cool beans. Let me just add Dip here. Neat. We have Fritz in the house, who's actually the right color for once. I don't believe it. Neato. Alright, there we go. We have him in. Let's just take a quick peek at the builds. We have that 54 strength, 18 dex from the side of Dip. It's going to be rocking some cool, that CGS. Voices Fritz. 53 strength, 16 dex. Pretty interesting builds. Pretty close to each other, actually. Extra, we see that extra end here on the side of Fritz, which is kind of nice. Again, without the poise restrictions, there's some use cases. Dip is like Sip's fake cousin, as Sip is... What is he wearing? No idea. Probably the swap from Erdtree. I'd always lock Erdtree at the start because I swap off it for that extra little bit of sword and shield tally. Wiggle room. Alright, either way, we've both of our players in. Ladies and gents. On a 3. On a 2. On a 1. LA. As we see the physics. As we see that the greases. The HDS here is an interesting play here on the side of Fritz. Oh my god, the trade comes through. Into the CR1. Into the Flame of the Red Mains. Good roll out there from the side of Dip. Jump R1 comes out there. We do see that rollout now once more from the side of Fritz. Dip here as a very, very slight life advantage, but knowing this particular HTS into the backstab grab. Holy moly. Interdasting here as we see the rollouts coming out here from the side of Fritz not wanting to take more damage. Dip is doing a great job of using those frost pots. Some very ingenious play coming out here on the side of Dip, who is going to get yet more pressure in here. Fritz is very, very low. 1800. Jump over the top there. Good rollout comes out. But that is going to be a trade. 700 HP with tier. Oh my god. We see the rollout come out there from the side of Dip. Goes for that rolling attack there onto the Shamshir. The smaller curved sword. That is going to be Dip, who I believe just took his first stock in a tourney ever. So congratulations, sir. Enjoy that feeling. Because I know I'd be high as a fucking kite playing tourneys off that adrenaline rush. V-nice. V-nice. Oops, there we go. Alright, both players are in. Let's crack on in this best of 3, first to 2. Ladies and gentlemen. On a 3, on a 2, on a 1. LA. Roar comes out there at the Braggart's Roar. Into the Great Bowl. Into the trade as well. And I believe, just by virtue of that earlier trade, as Dip is going to get some good hits in. Good rollouts coming out there. Another good hit comes in there from the side of Fritz. Nicely done. As you see these rollouts come out there into a little bit of a trade. As the Flame of the Red Men's there just to try and get a catch out of it. Very nice play here from the side of Dip, who's doing a really, really solid job. Obviously, Given that inventory layout, I'm guessing that there's some invasion experience going on here. Of course, Dip is a complete newcomer to the scene, as we're going to see that jump punish there in the Braggart's Roar. Beautiful showing. Into the trade! Dip is very, very low. Not entirely sure what that was. Does go for that reset there as Fritz. Into the trade once more, and now it's going to be a 1-1, ladies and gentlemen. Fritz not going gentle into that good knife. Very, very nicely done. Lads, I invite you to check General in Endaccord real quick. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as we crack on, let us see what this one is going to be like on a 3, and a 2, and a 1, and this 1-1. Dip and Fritz match point. As we see the physics out, and the Braggart's Roar is out, but the Frostpot from Kilo coming out there as well. As we see a Flame of the Red Mains there trying to get the setup, but unfortunately when the armor is more hyper, as the trade comes through there, very much in the favor of Fritz as the anchor. Chaining Dip down. Into a standing R1. Good rollout there, comes out on the side of Dip. Both sides relatively even. Into a beautiful whiff punish there from the side of Dip as the Flame of the Red Mains comes out there. Does have to respect that CR1. Good rollout there from the side of Dip now once more. It is NA West if memory serves correctly. All the way over into a trade. Not a trade you want to take. 700 HP to 1200 there, ladies and gents. As we are going to see that Frostpot, which is not going to land. Looking at the rollout. Into a trade once more. Dip is very, very low. 700 HP. Such a close round. As we are going to see these rollouts here from the Bomba. Into getting a little bit of extra. Getting that little bit of damage here as the daggers in Men's Smiles are out. Back onto the Shamshir here for the finish. Unorthodox for sure, but... Oh, and the... tried to go for that roll-in, but unfortunately, the anchor... coming down. Fritz, GG's. Well played. Well played. Nicely done. Fritz, congrats. Dip, you played absolutely exceptionally. I'm getting the distinct... I'm getting some Invader vibes here, so it's good to see invaders dipping their toes. No, not only against Sasso. Fair enough. Very close rounds here, ladies and gentlemen. Bracket getting quite competitive as we move on into the semi-finals in the first. Oopsie daisy. We fix that there real quick. Semis. First to 4, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this show on the road. So it is going to be Sasimoto versus Embern. S and then Embern. S. Did that actually update? It did. Sasso, you're not 1. You're a 0. Aha! Ha ha ha! Nicely done. Alright. Hang on, I have to actually figure out whether or not Dip's an invader. That inventory is kind of interesting. But either way, looking at this here, it is going to be Sasimoto with the Arcane. 50 Arcane, to be exact, with 19 Strength and 13 Dex. 38 Endurance. And looking at this here, we have Embern on the Arcane as well. That's not right. No, it is not. There we go. Embern, who's going to be rocking. 58 Strength, 13 Dex. Let's have a look here, see. Alright, let's crack on with this. Semi-finals. First to 4, best of 7. Ladies and gentlemen. On a 3, on a 2, on a 1. A lay. As we are going to see the physics coming out here. Embern on the Shamshir. Looking at this here. Obviously. Shamshir is a very, very strong pick. Very, very low recovery. Has the ability to whiff punish the PS the Bzz. However, Embern has to be very, very careful as the roll-in comes through. Good rollouts there from the side of Emi once more. Saso to the Moto. Hello, Moto. Going for those jump R1s to try and initiate and just catch Embern off of her guard. We're going to see that little bit of damage there once more. Goes for that running R1, not quite able to connect. But Embern is quite far behind here. But, well, I say quite far behind, but as I say it, there's a beautiful punish there with the JL1. Backswing there, managing to get a little bit of damage here. Trying to go for these roll-ins just to try and punish that PSGS. Which is very risky, of course. If she calls it wrong and tries to go for a roll catch, she could be punished as a run R1 is going to connect there on Saso to the Moto. 400 HP, and the difference here is another rollout comes out. Another rollout comes out. Good walkaways there comes out from the side of Embern as she is forced back. Considers a punish there, but into a standing R1, into a bit of a back swing. Is going to be half hit there, but we do see that bleed proc be rolled. But Embern is going to eat another one into a trade. 900 HP there from the side of Sasimoto. As we do see a rollout come out there from the side of Embern, not electing to go for those whiff punish attempts there. Saso is going to be poise chipped here as well. That, as I say it, that is no longer the case. As Embern is going to be bleed procced there. And we do see the standing R1s here into a bit of a back swing. Into a trade once more. Into a whiff punish. Into the anti-air. That is going to be Sasimoto taking the stock pretty confidently. Very nicely done. Very, very nicely done. Saso is on the scorecard with that first win of the stock. GG. GG. I do have to say the Blood Fiend is there. Not only do you have the damage of PSGS to have to be concerned about, that bleed build-up is absolutely obscene. Absolutely obscene as we phase through some geometry there. Really, really nice stuff here on the side of Sasimoto. And I have to say I'm looking forward to see how this next stock is going to go. And are we going to see some adaptations here on the side of Embern as we crack on. And a 3, and a 2, and a 1. Ale. Bolt out. Physics drunk. Look at this here. Embern is going to stagger forward. As we see the CR1s, we are going to see a misinput there going for a run L1 there from the side of Sasimoto. But Embern not quite in a position to get that punish with the jump R1s to try and initiate here. Standing R1s come out there. We do see a whiff come out there from Saso, but rolled by Embern quite deftly. Understandable as we do see that little bit of drawstring grease come out there. As we do see that punish into a trade. Tries to go for that bit of pressure there. Jump R1 over the top there. It is not going to connect though. Embern has a fairly substantial lead, but look at that bleed proc. Rolled out though by the side of Embern as we see a JL1. Goes for a run R1 to try and get that punish. Good showing there with that backswing, actually managing to land a bit of damage. Of course, that second R1, especially after a running attack, does get a kind of slightly stranger hitbox. As we do see Embern taking more damage there in neutral, that bleed proc. Jump over the top there comes out once more here from the side of Sasimoto. As we are going to see these CR1s coming through. Blood Fiends. The Fiend. Getting some serious damage here as Embern is going to be forced back there. The JL1 is going to connect from Kilo. As a standing R1 comes out there from Embern, trying desperately to bring this one back as the fists of Fury out into that chase down. Sasimoto takes the stock again in a 2-0 so far. Very, very nicely done. Another quick peek at the builds now once more for all those at home looking to get it. Looking at that there, it is going to be 38 endurance, 50 arcane, and a smattering of strength that as well. And burn, of course, on that 58 strength, 13 dex, 58 vigor. Very, very nicely done. Alright, 2-0. Sasso in blue, Sasimoto, versus Embern in red, the lady in red. And on a 3, on a 2, and a 1, LA. Look at this here, we are going to see the lightning grease come out there, get those punishes. Atreus does come through, but Sasimoto is going to be stuck up against the wall against the Shamshir. Not where you want to be, but the roll catch is coming out there from the side of Sasso, doing an absolutely exceptional job there of keeping Embern very, very honest. Looking at this here now, we are going to see Embern chilling out there in this neutral, getting that interrupt against the CR1. Does actually manage to get that roll out. Sasso has taken quite a lot of damage into that tier proc. Embern 1400, but look at that, the JL1, and now we've evened it out substantially into that trade. Sasso is going to be feeling pretty confident here. 400 HP to 800, 400 HP, but keep in mind that bleed. Sasso, give me an opportunity to talk about it, brother. Come on, dude. These blood fiends, the fiends, truly fiendish. As Sasso takes the stock. Bleed works for Sasso. It does, because so Fritz, bleed is working here because Sasso has an incredibly fast setup that can get that bleed proc. So there's two opportunities with bleed. You're either going to have to use an off dagger and try and status count to when they're close, and then you go in for the punish. That's basically how it works. And obviously PSGS is a very, very fast, pretty much unreactable CR1, although that might have changed somewhat over the patches, but it's still just as dangerous, especially with the status. So that's something to keep in mind. But Sasso with this potential sweep here, ladies and gentlemen. Embern has quite a hill to climb. On a 3, on a 2, and on a 1. LA. Glug, glug, glug. As we see that spinning slash actually managed to connect here. Embern hitting Sasso with the who does that. As we do see that roll catch attempt there come out on the side of Sasso. I jump over the top. A little bit of a poise chip there now once more. Look at this, the standing R1. And there we go. Punishing there Sasimoto for trying to stay in. Poise count go burr. As we are going to see Embern take some serious damage. That bleed proc. Look at that. The roll catch. Embern tried to stall it out. Caught that 50-50 between the roll catch and the standing. Well, the quick poke. Nasty bit of work here. As Sasso's putting her through the ringer as that trade comes through. Tries to go for that roll catch again. The rolling R1 there to just try and get that little bit of a punish. As we are going to see that attempt to catch Embern at the end of her roll there. Now catch out a bit of a mash. We do see that the bleed proc comes out. I'm not sure if Sasso actually still had priority after that bleed proc. I think Embern could have elected to go for a mash there, as we go for that standing R1. Sasso keeping up that pressure, managing to do some serious damage. The backstep there from the side of Embern, possibly a misinput, as we do see that poise count actually matter a bunch. Into that JL1 from Kilo, actually managing to get the roll catch. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be Sasso to Damoto taking that stock very, very confidently and taking the round. G to the G, my G's. Holy moly. Well played. Probably not without trading. Pretty much. Probably not without trading. Kick is fantastic against certain things. It does get priority, but it's utilizing that hyper armor. It gets the hyper armor out quick. So, to be honest with you, I would be shocked if it was to be useful there. But yes, Sasimoto taking that in an absolute sweep. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're on to losers round 3. The last of the best of 3s here is going to be Guts versus Fritz. Control S. get this show on the road. Nito Dorito. We're now on losers round 3. Hopefully this works. It does not. There we go. So apparently I had to fix all of this earlier on. We will take a very short break after this, folks, just to rest my voice for the finals. Nice. We get the best of tables fixed. Best of 3. V-nice, V-nice. Alright. Coolio. Coolio, coolio. This has been a good... I hope everyone's been enjoying this so far. Participants and audience alike. I know I have. I actually much prefer the standard brackets compared to the round robin style. I think it's a little bit... There's a little bit more hype moments. Alright. So let's just take a quick peek at the builds. Obviously here it's going to be Gatsu. He's on a 38 endurance. 57 dexterity. Fritz, of course. Looking at this, 60 Vig, 53 strength, 40 end. A little bit of 16 dexterity on the top there. A little sprinkling, just a little sprinkling. As we are now going to crack on. Fritz, of course, sticking to that side. Voices the Shamshir of Gatsu. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. As the players wave... And the bolt is out, and the players are drinking their flasks, which I'm going to partake in myself. Some buffs. The frost pot, of course. Oh, me oh my, that R2 there was actually classic there, actually managing to get that interrupt there. The side going for that run R1 there, but Fritz is going to use that super armor. Of course, super armor is immune from certain types of hit stun, which is very cool. I like it quite a lot. Much preferred actually to hyper armor, believe it or not, as we are now going to see these run forwards come through here. Guts is going to take a little bit of a standing R1 into that follow-up. The second R1, unfortunately, is not going to connect, as you do see that rollout. But looking at that there, trying to mash in a little bit of A2 tech coming out there from the side of Fritz. It's a standing R1 into the anti-air, into the trade, into another standing R1. Guts has quite a bit of an advantage here, electing to go for that rollout. You're welcome, mate, too. As we do see, looking at that, the sheer audacity of this man who's just going to go, I'm going to stand here and you are going to pay for it, my friend. As we are going to see Fritz now try and set up down for the poison mist into actually that trade there that comes out once more. But alas, Fritz is going to be taken down, and that is going to be Gatsu taking that first stock. Oh my god. Ase, you need to share the post in PSN Cord. I think they'd appreciate it there. I think that's what you need to do. Alright, either way, we're going to crack on now. Guts 1, Fritz not. Ladies and gentlemen, on a 3, on a 2, on a 1, allez. There we go. We are going to see these waggles here in neutral as Guts is going to go in for that whiff punish. Fritz swapping over onto the anchor, keeping him tethered to this match, as we are going to see those jump R2s come out there from the side of Guts, who is going to take a lot of damage from that there. The anchors are kind of nuts. Into that trade. Whiff punish restored. /S, I think, as we are going to see now. Guts try and force in that little bit of aggression. The frostpot comes out there. Could have probably gone for an R1 press there after that. The old Barker bomb bait, but instead of a parry, it's slapping someone in the face with an anchor. As we are going to see now, Guts forced back now once again. Looking at this, we do see a tasty bit of damage over the top there for the side of Fritz, and I have to say that little bit of damage is going to be greatly appreciated, as we do see that R1 actually connect. Oh my god. As looking at this here, we do see the roars come out here, the screams of defiance here from the side of Fritz. And a Frostpot. Is the Barker Bombay going to work it? Alas, but hold, it does not. As we are now going to see the R2s come out into another R2! That is some serious freaking damage there. What the hell? One on the board. And when the armor is hyper... When the armor is hyper... Fritz is actually doing remarkably well this bracket. Like, remarkably well. Is that Shriek of Sorrow? No, it's not Shriek of Sorrow. It's Braggart's Roar. Barbaric Roar is, of course, banned. Oh, dear. Alright, let's crack on. With both of our players in. Let's crack on with this. Ladies and gentlemen, on a 3 and a 2 and a 1, allay. And this is, of course, match point between these two players. Fritz, much newer to the scene, coming up through these beginners. The bendings, tourneys, slowly but surely. Guts, going to have to play a very careful game into this hyper armor. Did you see those rollouts? The pivot into a whiff punish there. Guts realizing that it's the age-old adage of swing first, lose first. As a pivot comes through there, is going to be able to get a little bit of a chip in there as well. What Guts needs to do here, he needs to leverage that incredibly low recovery, and he needs to play very, very patient. Because look at this there, one very solid hit, and the match is almost evened out. We're one hit in the difference here. Good rollout there from the side of Guts. He's going to go for that jump R2, as we are going to see that lightning strike come out there. Trying to bait out a swing there into the whiff punish there. The glintstone craps coming out there, just getting a little bit of extra damage. The anchor from the side of Fritz here doing an excellent job as a whiff punish comes through there. Basically a very, very standard slow fight here is going to be the way to win it here for Guts. If he wants to get that chance to fight in the bronze match. Into a jump R2 over the top there, managing to get that punish. Guts realizing that how he has to play this match. Good rollout there. Another good rollout there as the bonk. Are we going to see some aggro here from the side of Guts? We do. But Fritz responds in kind into that backswing there. Another tasty bit of damage over the top there, ladies and gentlemen. As we are going to see that rollout. The guard counter comes through, but that second little bit of hyper armor is not going to come out fast enough, as we do see that attempt to catch with the second R2. That could probably take out half his health bar there, ladies and gentlemen, as we are going to see these stutter steps here in neutral. Yet more stutter steps. Standing R1 comes through, an attempt to whiff punish there from the side of Guts as another lightning strike comes out there. I wonder what the damage difference actually is here as the glintstone scraps are going to get that little bit of chip. Into that R2! Huge! Are we going to see a backswing? We do not. We do see the swap over the blink bolt into that standing R1. And that is going to be Guts moving on. Fritz, you've had one hell of a run, brother. Well done. GG's. Alright, folks, so as we're about to move on into the finals, I'm going to take a very, very quick break. Get all of the stuff updated. Very, very well done to everyone. Proud of y'all. Anchor, bro. Yeah, the anchor is scary. Keep in mind, like, it's the win condition against it is literally whiff punish it to death, which is kind of standard, pretty much. So, you know, it's just the nature of the beast. But we are going to move on into the bronze match after this very quick break. Ladies and gentlemen, I love and appreciate you all. I'll chat you all in about 5 minutes, probably less, just while I get all of my shenanigans set up and sorted in the background here. Chat you in a moment. Mwah! Kisses. Bye-bye. All right, folks, welcome in, welcome in. My middle, yes, mindless enigma. I remember now how to say your name. I'm glad you're enjoying it. This is normally what I do. I do 2 to 3 brackets a week for Elden Ring and maybe other Souls games if I get bored enough. You'll see. I've hosted Bloodborne tournaments, Dark Souls 3 tournaments. Haven't touched Dark Souls 1 or 2, and I don't think I will. I don't want to make some mistakes that have been made in the past. We might do something for Total War at some point, because that game is silly goofy as well. I love me some jank. Alright. Let me see if I can find the player at Embern. You are up, bestie. Anchor is probably one of the weapons in the game. Yeah, the anchor is kind of interesting because it's a trade stick that basically does some serious damage. It's been buffed recently, and as a result, it does an insane amount of damage. So it might be worth taking a look into for future. And likewise, folks, if you're interested in joining these brackets, obviously this is a mixed bracket today between... Oh, there we go. We have our players in. Just a patience check. Yeah, it kind of leads to a fairly kind of dry gameplay loop, unfortunately. But that's just the nature of the beast. All right, folks. Well, we can take a quick peek at the builds. Guts. Looking at that 38 endurance. The strength of 14. The dexterity of 57. And everything else I think is just base. And then looking at here, Embern. 40 endurance, 58 strength, 13 dex, and everything else standard. Very, very nicely done, folks. I'm looking forward to this match. The bronze match here for this beginners and intermediate tourney. Ladies and gents, the bow is coming out from both of our contestants. Grey Cat Dag versus the Fists. Look at the sportsmanship. Disgraceful. Not even a smidgen of BM as the bolt is out. The physics are drunk, and they are drunk for blood here, ladies and gentlemen, as we are going to see the classic Dimka setup as the off-rack into the dagger, into the bestial roar as well. Getting that tasty amount of pressure there as Embern is going to take a little bit of damage into that run R1. Road rollout comes out there once more. Embern has taken the worst of these exchanges so far, but those fists, keep in mind just what they can do. That R2 can have that health bar in an instant. In comes a trade. And look at that, as I said, 1300 to 1200. Very, very nasty. Very, very nasty trade there on that R2. And because of the latency, it's going to trade quite frequently. Swapping over to that two-handed rack, there is the side of Guts, who's going to be going for those dagger R1s and the R2s there just to try and keep that pry into a trade. Into that. Good rollouts there from the side of Emmy, who's going to run in. Go for that R2 punish. Beautiful showing here. Guts is quite far behind here by about 200 HP and a bit. Jump R2 in the top there. Into that trade. The dagger R2 actually stealing that priority there. Both players neck and neck as the bestial roar comes out there. Embern having to play a much more cautious game here. Not wanting to trade in. Good roll out there from the side of Emmy as we see that toggle then over to get that extra little bit of a speed boost there from the side of Guts, who is going to be punished for his avarice. Stuck in the corner against that Starfist, but this is going to be a swing first, lose first kind of setup. As the bestial roars come out there and get those punishes. Are we going to see another bestial roar into that stray L1 to get the punish? One more turn on the rack, ladies and gentlemen. The Raksasha dagger takes that. Guts, its pilot. There we go. Let me log the score here, folks. Oh me, oh my. We're in for a treat here, ladies and gentlemen. In for a treat. Nice-oo, nice-oo. Nice-oo, nice-oo. Alright, we have the warp over to the dueling square. Yeah, hyper armor introduces kind of an interesting gameplay loop wherein like you just have to wait for them to whiff it and then you can move in and actually get the punishes. It's not ideal, but it definitely slows down the game a little bit more, focuses the other person to play an awful lot more patient and an awful lot more kind of safe, which the game already kind of encourages. But either way, we've both of our contestants in and ready to go, ladies and gents. Guts 1 in blue, Ember not in red. Alright, on a 3, 2, 1. The players are away. The bestial roar to start off the fight into another one. Ooey owie. Goes for that run R1 there on the side of the two-handed rack. Ember moving in there for that little bit of a punish. I don't believe she got it though, unfortunately. We are going to see another bestial roar. The off rack comes out there to try and get that punish. A bit of a trade. The R2, but pre-spaced out there from the side of Guts, which is exactly what you need to do. Again, it is spaceable. You look for that. You look for when they're going to do it. You pre-space it out and you're immediately in for a punish, as we do see the dagger coming in and getting some absolutely crazy damage as Ember just kind of like resets herself there just a little bit. Just a smidgen. As we are going to see now this off rack there come out there. Keep them up that pressure. Look at that. Into the R2. Tries to swap over onto the Sword of Night, but alas, Ember is already waiting for it, evening out the match just a smidgen, as we are going to see that second R1 swing, and the third one comes out into the attempted trade. Getting another little bit of damage right off the top there, 1200 to 569. 5 and the blessed number. The bestial roar comes out there, trying to get that little bit of an extra bit of chip, as we are going to see now that jump over the top there to try and get that punish on the flask. It is not going to happen there, as we are going to see that spacing out there from the side of Ember into a trade. Are we going to see another trade there? We do not. Ember is very, very low here. Oh, I think a bestial roar will be enough to actually get the finish here. Good run R1, but the roll discipline here on the side of Ember is pretty exceptional. She just needs to find those opportunities to get those punishes. Aiming to go for the wall bounce. There's the side of Guts. Again, if that bestial roar hits the wall, the hitbox is slightly wider. But the sheeps! Possibly not what she was looking for as the dagger comes through. As we are going to see now Guts getting that little bit of damage. 27 HP into the glintstone craps. 23 HP on the board here. 19 HP on the board as Ember is just that little bit too far away. As we're going to see the glintstone craps out now once more. The bestial roar. The ding 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 to sign that this could be all it. As Ember eats another one into the off dagger. Very, very nice showing there as Guts is on the scorecard once more. 2-0 in the favour of Guts in this bronze match. Very, very nice showing there. Yeah, Guts is doing a good job there of trying to force those rolls when Ember is low. Even though the glintstone scraps don't do all that much damage, what they do is they force Ember into a position where she's going to take like insane amounts of damage if she tanks it. Or, when I say insane, it's like comparative, like it's all relative. Or potentially eat the dagger. I mean, the dagger pressure is going to be scary there regardless, but I don't know. What do I know? I'm not in the ring, but good showing here from the side of Guts, who again has come a long way as a player from his early showings in Ondo tourneys and early beginners brackets. Very, very well done. And, ladies and gentlemen, on a 3, on a 2, and a 1, the waves to start off the round, as we are going to see the Glug Glugs. Can't say I blame them. It's thirsty work out there, folks, as the R2 is going to whiff there from Kilo. Not going to be punished. Good roll out there from the side of Ember, who's going to move in to try and get that little bit of an unreactable chip, of course, into the R2s. Look at that tracking, though, from the side of both of them. Neither necessarily decent, as we are going to see those little bits of glintstone scraps come out there and do some damage. Good showing here from the side of Ember. Dagger there doing a good job into a trade, into that R2, potentially going for that trade. Guts here doing a decent job. 1100 to 1200 HP, about 100 HP in the difference thereabouts, give or take, as it is now evened out. 1700, both players neck and neck, both sides having access to unreactables. We do see these empty jumps to swap over now onto what seems to be a Sword of Night. trying to go for that true combo. Into that R2. Very, very nice R2, which has been buffed. I don't think it's particularly great, but look at that. Bestial Roar comes out. The R2 on that is actually very evil. Into the R2! Into a run attack! Embern, though, giving up the aggression, and I can't say I blame her as the Bestial Roar comes out. We aren't going to see the Roar bait come through, though, as we do see the Sword of Night there go for its Ash of War. Into another Bestial Roar. Another R2 there from Kilo. Embern looking for that opportunity to whiff punish. Goes for another run R1, but it is not going to connect. Guts is actually quite low here as a jump R1 over the top there is not going to connect. Embern chilling out here, not wanting to go gentle into that good nice. Into the R2! L1 comes through here. Embern looking for those opportunities, having to play very, very careful as we see these stutter steps here in neutral. Possibly stuck in menu, not sure. From the side of Guts here. As we see that swap over, is that going to be LGS or is that the... I think that might be an LGS. Guts here trying to rejig. No, it's a Noble's S-Stock. My apologies. Good run R1 comes out there. We are going to see Guts take yet more damage. The stock is out. We go for that run R1. Trying to go for those crouch attacks there or the rolling attacks there. Keeping prio there with that block cancel or walk cancels. Whichever one tickles your fancy as we do see the Blink Bolt getting an extra little bit of damage. Go for that standing R1 there. Not quite able to make it as we see these stutter steps. The Shamshir is out here. Goes for run R2. Standing R1s into a little bit of a backswing. Embern has to be careful here. She can be poised broken in one as a run R1 is going to ring out there, but it's going to be a very difficult setup to try and get the punish on as we do see the lightning stake come out there from Guts. Oh. Excuse me. As we do see now both players chilling out on this long neutral. Looking at this here, we are going to see Guts looking for an opportunity. Stutter steps coming forward. Embern here has it all to lose as we see more stutter steps come through as a whiff punish attempt there. No backswing, but that has reset the poise. Embern chilling out here in that long neutral, not wanting to get too close. A jump R2 over the top into the R2 itself. We do see a little bit more chip damage. Embern is getting lower and lower here as the lightning strike comes out now once more. Looking at that, Guts is taking yet more damage from that unreactable run R1 into a whiff punish attempt there, but stuck in the corner. Goes for the jump R2, not going to be punished for it though, unfortunately. This is all Embern's match to lose. Into a standing R1, a little bit of backswing, evening this one out there as the blue feather is out. Looking at that, onto the stock once more. Blink Bolt into that roll catch. 2 HP. No! Oh my god. That was Embern's. Embern did get the kill first, and it was within roughly a sec, and it was just outside of a second, I believe. I can actually check real quick. Let me just check. We can actually do this now. Look at this technology. Technology, chat. Let's do replay. Oh, it's still recording. I can just stop the recording real quick. Cancel. Hang on a second. Just have to do a little bit of something here just to see how that one is counted. I believe, if I'm unmistaken, that was Embern's match. But we'll just do a quick check. Man, when was this? th 24th to the 8th. Which, is this it? Alright, let's just pause it for a second. We can just take a quick look at this here. Okay, let's see, get the playback speed right. Oh my god. Alright, she goes in for that hit. Right, we get that trade. One. It's a reset. By my own rules, it's a reset. If it's within a second, it is a reset. Match will go on. There we go. I love technology. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was a reset. Oh shit, yeah. So, to clarify, any fight where both players died within a second of each other, within 1 second, just to be clear, is considered a reset. That is the way that I personally do it. I know that there's different ones. There's within 3 seconds. There's different ones. I think 1 second is more than fair. Count to 1001. If the death is within it, then there you go. That's how you count a second, folks. As we do have both of our contestants in, ladies and gentlemen, the reset as we peer through the parapet rather than over it. Ladies and gents, both players go for their respective buffs. We do see the Shamshir going for its shenanigans, as we do see those turnaways coming out there as well. Uh-oh. Embern is going to be caught there, unfortunately. Looking at this here, we do see the lightning grease come out there as well. Looking at that force back now. Looking at this here, we are going to see Guts has taken a little bit of damage there from that unreactable run attack. Embern, of course, playing this very, very slowly. That fist, not quite sure how to engage as a jump R1 comes out over the top there. Looking at this, Embern is going to be getting a little bit of extra chip here now once more. 2100 to 2600, the gap is widening slowly but surely, as we're going to see Guts take another little bit of damage there. The back swing coming through there, evening it out by a smidgen. 1900 to 2100. Oh, and Embern gets whiff punished there once more. Guts not wanting very much out of this, as we do see the run R1s come out there. Looking at that, we do see the Godskin Swaddling Clock come in, both sides neck and neck here, as we do see the Glintstone Scraps doing a little bit, just a disruption here, just to give Guts the opportunity, as we see the backspin come in again, go for a running R1. Guts has been given pure initiative here, as we do see the backswing come out there once more. Look at this jump over the top there, not quite going to be able to land. Goes for another run at R1. Backswing just a little bit too far. Good idea, given that Embern was up against the wall, but the Sheeps... Empty jump there to try and set up for the jump R2, but it was not going to be enough. Embern here is going to look to try and get these... Actually managing to get that interrupt there. Jump R2 over the top there into another standing R1. Lightning strike comes through there, but unfortunately Embern is going to be just in a position to try and get that punish. Looking at this, Guts is 2. Embern not. As we are going to see now. Glintstone Scraps coming out now once more. Goes for that standing R1 just to try and get that little bit of disruption. Embern is going to be slowly but surely chipped down the backswing. Look at that strafe! The confidence of it here on the side of Guts. Beautiful display. Embern having to play this one very, very carefully as another blocking there, trying to bait out something of a response that she can move in and punish. But the patience here on the side of Guts is pretty admirable, especially against a setup that can hit quite as hard as these fists. Jump R1 into the R2. Looking at that, the R2 trades. Embern is 90 HP in a dream here. Into the standing R1. And Guts takes the stock. 3-0. In this match 5. Again, considering that bracket reset. G to the G, my G's. So obviously there's the chain tourney tomorrow. And I just want to preemptively thank the staff. Flower, thank you very much. Stroker for the follow as well. And of course Xenos for the sub earlier on. I love and appreciate all of you for the support, lads. It's very, very pro. But obviously we have the chain tourney tomorrow. First to 4, yes sir. But if you have any tourney ideas that you think would be quite funny, feel free to recommend them. I'm always hungry for ideas, of course. If you do recommend them, I will give you credit. If I don't, you can call me several mean words, some of which cannot be said on twitch.tv. So if you do find out any cool ideas to do, just let me know. Light of Mickle Attorney? Maybe. Alright, folks, we have both of our players in. Guts 3, Ember not. Let's go. Match point for Guts. Ember could have a reverse sweep incoming. We are going to see that standing R1 managing to get that little bit of a backswing into a bit of a trade there. Guts comes out slightly the better of it by about 100 HP, the give or take. As a run R1 is going to connect. Goes for that backswing, the jump R2. The aggression here on the side of Guts. As we do see another trade come out there from the side of Ember and jump over the top there once more. Do you see that run R1 into another run R1? A trade into an R2! Another run R1 comes out there catching Ember slightly unawares. The goat skin, swaddling cloth, the Whitnick tally managing to continue to get up that value. As we are going to see these run R1s come out there once more. Lightning strike. Thunderbolt of lightning. Very, very frightening me. Very, very frightening Ember here. If she is going to have, if she's smart, she's going to play out the tier here. As we see that swap over to red, we may have to see a tally swap here from the side of Guts. Tally swap here from Guts would be pretty huge. And there you have it. That is going to be the tier gone, 1200 to 390. Ember playing a very, very slow game. And again, swapping over to those health tallies will give you that extra HP. Ember is basically on death's door. But that red feather could make the whole worlds of difference into a trade. And that is going to be Gatsu. Moving on. Ember taking third place. G to the G's. My G's. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to everyone who's made it so far. You all have played absolutely impeccably, I have to say. To everyone who has showed up today. Now, it's a shame we didn't get to see Wraith play. That might actually be a pretty funny tourney. That might actually be pretty funny. Its location might be actually a pretty good one. Yeah, we'll come up with some ideas. Because the chain tourney's been done before. Alright, just doing some admin behind the scenes, folks. And heal only spells allowed. Jesus. I'd like a tournament to actually end. Alright. Either way. Let me just change all of the scorecards and all of that nonsense here for the grand finals. So. Let me just change the name. Neat. Who needs Rune Arc? Yeah, make sure y'all are Rune Arc and stuff, folks. That would be just heal. I know a Rune Arc, but everyone's allowed to heal tourney does sound kind of funny. No, red. That would be very, very funny, actually. But no blue flasks. Only red flask. The Mind tourney. Oh, look at them. They've been so friendly. All right, Sasso, let me actually capitalize that correctly. Okay, and I think we are pretty much ready to go, folks. In this grand finals. Sasso... No, it said still not capitalized. GG's, man. There we go. Now we've capitalized it. Let's go. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are very welcome to the finals of this beginners and intermediate bracket. Sasimoto versus Guts, both of them fighting for the Astartes role in the Endocord. So if you're interested in these beginners brackets, please do consider joining the Discord. And let's take a quick peek at the builds. So, ladies and gentlemen, looking at this here, we do have the 57 decks on the side of Guts, who is going to be rocking that dual great katana by the looks of things. Interesting choice. Versus Sasimoto and that 50 strength. 13 decks, 46 end, and this both on 60 vig. The standards. Curious I am to see how this one is going to go, ladies and gentlemen. Let us crack on with this, the grand finals. Guts versus Sasimoto. Ladies and gents. On a 3, on a 2, on a 1. And it does seem as though it's going to be a mirror here. Both players electing to go for this mirror. Fascinating stuff as we do see the lightning strike there come out on the side of Guts. Both sides going for their respective buffs. Trying to get that catch. The run all one does come out. Looking at this here, we are going to see these stagger steps here in neutral from the side of Guts. Sasimoto playing a very careful game. Going to be interrupted into that anti-air. L1s coming out left and right. Looking at this here, we do see the attempt to get these L1s to hit. Looking at this, neither side actually able to get this. Goes for a run R1. It is not going to be able to connect, but we do see Sasimoto getting some decent damage here. The trade coming through. JL1 comes out, but it is not going to land. Not quite PSGS here, as we are going to see that whiff punish attempted to be... Oh my god, both sides going for a jump there, neither are able to do it. We do see Sasimoto getting that nice hit there once more. Looking at this. We do see the lightning strike in the attempt to jump over the top there and get that hit. We do see the Godskin Swaddling Cloth coming in here for the side of Sasimoto. And looking at this here, we do see these rollouts. Not wanting to get caught here is the side of Sasimoto. Going for that run R1. They go for another run R1. It is not going to hit both sides. Playing very, very carefully into that run R1. Into a trade! It's going to be Guts taking that first stock. What a mirror. Jeez, as I do need to change all of my shenanigans, as this is a best of 9, ladies and gents. Oh my word. Cool. Alright then. Looking at this here. We're going to see both players now resetting. Alright, the swap over to the bonk stick here from the side of Sasso. Interesting. Alright, ladies and gents. Round 2. And on a 3, on a 2, and a 1, as a friend of mine described them, the breadsticks from Olive Garden are out and in force. As we are going to see that run R1 come out as the Golden Land comes out there just to try and get that extra little bit of a hit. Looking at that there, the CL1's coming out there to get that insane damage. Guts is getting put in the one-man blender. And looking at this here, not able to get his footing at all, as Guts is taking a lot of damage. Oh me, oh my, the damage. As the CR1s come out now once more, going for that run R1, it is not able to hit into that R2. It is not going to connect there. And that is insane damage. Holy moly. Sasimoto on the scorecard. The 1-1. Dear Lord. The KFC. Yeah, 100%. Jeez Louise. 1-1, ladies and gentlemen. What am I watching? Well, you can watch it back, actually. You can watch it back. Look at this. Take a gander. My lord. The absolute insane pressure here coming out on the side of Sasimoto is absolutely, as we say in the business, bonkers, gamers. Insane showing here. Looking at that into another CR1, and yeah, he's just not able to get a handle on it. Into that, the R2 comes out, not able to hit. And there you go. That's all she wrote, folks. My lord. My god. Me, oh my. The damage. The damage. Alright, well, ladies and gents, round 3. This best of 9. First 5. And on a 3. On a 2. On a 1. Allez. And this here, the breadsticks are out once more, but a good punish right off the bat there for Guts. As we see the swap over onto Fists here. Guts here trying to use just how difficult a whiff punish it is. Trying to get those little bits of damage into that R2. Look at that. Counter pressure comes out there though. Beautiful spacing here on the side of Guts, able to get that R2. But the whiff punish has been restored as we see that R2 come out. Oh me. Oh my, but Guts having to reset here. Good reaction rolls coming out there, but the whiff punish restored once more, and that difficult to whiff punish setup that is the breadsticks is not the breadsticks. Difficult to whiff punish is the side of the fists. Breadsticks are actually pretty easy to whiff punish, all things considered. But look at that, you have to be so careful with your spacing. Sasso swapping over to that blue feather, getting a little bit of extra damage, goes for that little bit of pressure into that roll catch. Beautiful pre-space out there from the side of Sasso, who's going to go for that trade into La Vortex. Sasso is on fire. Oh my god. Oh me. Oh my. Jesus. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Like, if we watch this back here, folks, like, the pressure that Sasso is able to put on is just crazy. Like, looking at this here, like, has taken an awful lot of damage. Goes for that. The good space out, though, comes out on the side of Guts there, of course. But, like, one whiff catching in there, a miss space, can just snowball so quickly into an insane amount of damage, as we've seen here. That's the real beauty of the breadsticks, is that they're just able, once you get a hit in, you're able to catch people into that. The breadsticks are actually very, very strong, Flower. They're a very strong setup. They have hyper armor. They have a very, very fast attack. Yeah. I do think that they're quite strong. I don't think that they're top meta, but they're not far off it. I think they've basically replaced PSGS, if I'm being honest with you. Just the only thing they struggle with is the range, pretty much. But yeah, interesting showing. We have both of our players in. Let's crack on, and on a 3, on a 2, on a 1. Sasso has taken that round. And a 2-1 lead for Sasso to the Moto. Oh, we do see the late physic here coming out now, as we do look for that lightning strike come out there once more. As we do see the clipping the heels there once more. As we do see that CR1 into that other CR1. Look at that! Actually able to get those punishes. The counter pressure attempt here from the side of Guts, just not able to do it, but that jump R2 does get the beat in on him. As we do see another run R1. As, look at that, the interrupt there. CR1 now once more. Looking at that there, we do see some crazy, crazy damage. As, looking at this here, we do see, of course, the Golden Man coming out there just to try and keep up that pressure. We do see the swap over onto the hand-to-hand here from the side of Guts. As we do see some more glintstone scraps there, but unfortunately Sasso doesn't really need to care. 182 HP. Very, very nicely done. Looking at this here. As we do see Dane's Whirlwind come out there to try and actually get that punish. The standing R2s here are very, very risky. 10 HP in a dream. And the dagger to the standing R1 trying to get that punish. Looking at this here. The low recovery into the harpoons. Into the waggles. Oh me. Oh my. Flagpole, yes. Oh my lord. Oh my god. Looking at this here. Let's get a look at that again, folks. Very, very impressive showing here from the side of Sasimoto. Both players should be relatively low latency here as well, which is another thing to keep in mind. That Golden Land comes out there just to try and get up that little bit of pressure. Like, very, very good stuff here from the side of both of them. Very, very good stuff. Looking at that there, of course, we are going to see the Danes come in here just to try and get those hits. The R2s in this situation aren't ideal, just because Sasimoto can kind of press into them. Obviously, that R2. The Dane's Whirlwind was really, really nice. I actually kind of dig it. But the flagpole. Ouch. There's 2 more rounds? Yes, indeed. And if Guts manages to get the turnaround here... It's all to play for, folks. All to play for. As we take one more peek at the builds while both players get themselves at the ready. 57 dexterity from the side of Guts. 14 strength. Sasso, of course, on that strength build. Very, very nicely done. Both players are ready. 3-1. Sasso defining that lead. It does seem as though we're on the PS sides. Yes, indeed. And ladies and gents, on a 3 and a 2 and a 1... LA. Looking at this here, we are going to see these stutter steps come through. But the ghosty goops. Man, we see that CR1 come out, the CL1 come out there on the side of the PS sides. Into another one. Into a standing L1. Risky, but the single crusher is out here on the side of Sasimoto. Managing to get that little bit of damage into another CR1, into the jump R1. Guts is very, very low. Sasso proving that off meta in the hands of a good player is brutal. And so it is. Absolutely brutal stuff here from the side of Sasso. My god. Let's take a look at that one again. Who's defining that lead ever further. My god. We actually get to watch the whole match again. It was over so fast. What the heck? Jeez Louise. My lord, the crusher. Odd you get to see the match from start to finish in one of these things. My god. Over in a heartbeat, folks. CR1's looking at that there, doing some really good work. And look at that, just the insane amount of pressure. And the jump R1 over the top. It's just insane. Sasso, the guy had a wife and kids, bro. What the fuck? It's not fair. Alright, either way. We do have both of our players in. Sasso on match point. Guts with a ways to go yet, ladies and gentlemen. On a 3, on a 2, and a 1. LA! The bolt is out. The physics are drank. The PS halberd mirror potentially to finish this out. As we do see the spinning weapon. As the ghosty goops are out now once more. But that's CR1 into a spinning weapon now once more. Beautiful spacing. Tries to go for that L1 punish. These players are just having fun. Tries to go for that spinning weapon, but just too slow off the mark. Trying to get that punish, but the CR1 to punish it out. Ghosty Goops wants more. Into that standing L1 to try and get that punish. Did you see that swap over? Oh my lord. Flame Lance there goes for a jump R2. Into the Ghosty Goop. I have no idea what was going on there. Into a trade. Into another one into the true combo. Sasso Moto takes the tourney. Oh my lord. Let's take this one out once more. Sasso, have you no shame, sir? Have you no shame? That's why I love these beginners brackets. Both of you all have earned your Astartes tags. You go up a rank, folks. Not able to join these intermediate tourneys anymore. Well played to everyone. Let me just mark that score here for posterity. Very, very nicely done, everyone. Sasimoto takes the win. In this intermediate and beginners tourney, once more. Very, very well played. Thanks for hosting, and the pleasure was all mine. Looking at that. Absolutely hysterical. The true combo to finish it out. Ladies and gents, G to the G's. Alright. Say out to YouTube, lads. Alright, because I need to actually start posting shit again. Alright, well done, everyone. You all played absolutely incredibly. Absolute pleasure. So just to clarify, some people have asked to clarify in the past what the deal is with an intermediate bracket. It's basically I renege an awful lot of the descriptions. I'll make a guide in future on how to actually do it. It's more or less of an emergency to make sure we actually fill in a bracket as well as the thing. So long as in Endicard you don't have the Astartes roll, you haven't won an FOC or a tournament of the same caliber, you're basically going to be allowed in, is like the way that I'm generally doing it. That's the way that I'll make a clarification in future, so that I'm waiving the requirements or loosening them considerably for intermediate tourneys. But yeah, Sasimoto, Guts, you both have earned your place. You no longer have the champion role. You're now both Astartes, so congratulations. Actually, no. Just to clarify, I think it's only going to be the top one for these intermediate brackets. No, actually no, top two. Yeah, we'll do it that way. I'm having to make up an awful lot of these things on the fly, folks, because I've not had to do them before, and I've not really thought it all that much. Thank you for hosting, and the pleasure was all mine, Ember, and I absolutely love and appreciate doing it. There's a reason. And let's going through again, ladies and gentlemen, for the people who followed and stuff. Xenos, thank you for the sub. Stroker, Flower, Vampire Hunter D, and we'll have something very, very goofy tomorrow. So I'll just plop that in chat very quickly. It'll be on YouTube chat and the other one. The tryhard, quote unquote, tourney this week, seeing as NA ate so well with the $200 tournament earlier on, I figured you should all suffer. Aiming for a 16-player bracket. We still do have spaces available. So there's 2 spots available, and there's some people who've said that they'd be willing to drop out if you're interested in getting involved. I will see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Irish. I'll have to check. I'll actually check. It's just under 23 hours away. There's one again tomorrow. I have, of course, Montage co-casting with me. So I'll see you all then. Folks, we're going to find someplace cozy to send you all. Love and appreciate you all. And I'm going to catch up on getting some stuff done for tomorrow. So, love you all. See you then. Bye-bye.